All right, everybody. I am going to introduce this amazing woman who I am so proud to say has become a really good friend. She is a wife, a mother. She is such an amazing human being. I cannot tell you how much I learned from her every time we speak. She is dedicated to helping people with their lives, with their health, with their emotional well being, their physical well being. She moves mountains, really. It is pretty amazing. The girl has gotten me to drink water, which you don't know, that is amazing. So, if you are looking to be inspired, if you want to find out how to improve, this is the woman that you want to talk to. Everybody, I am so excited to hear what Rachel Sirota has to say about how we can build healthy habits. Take it away, Rachel.
Oh, thank you so much, Jean. I'm so touched. I'm so honored that you all took time out of your mornings to be here. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm also so proud of you because you say you're here to support me, but you're here to learn and you're here to show up for yourselves for an hour. And that's awesome. So give yourself a pat on the back for taking that time to do that. You deserve it. I am going to share my screen. And as I'm pulling this up, if you can, I would encourage you to get a blank sheet of paper that you can put some notes on as we go. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. If you cannot, somebody unmute and let me know. All right, we are going to talk today about creating healthy habits that will stick. We're getting to the time of the year where lots of people start talking about New Year's resolutions. But as we all know, New Year's resolutions are these things we say we're going to do in December. We try for a week in January, and by February, it's completely forgotten. That's not helpful. So we are going to talk about how to create habits that are going to last and that you can continue to build upon. But in order to do that, we need to dig in a little bit to the why and really talk about the heart of kind of why all this matters, why this is really important. So I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt like this? You've been overwhelmed with work. Things are really stressful. Maybe you've got kids dragging you in 20 different directions. Does this look familiar to anyone? You can say yes in the chat or give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. I think probably some of you are not being honest if you're not raising your hand that you've ever felt like that, but I'm not going to call you out. And when you do, how many of you have said something like, I'll rest once this project is done. I'll stop eating fast food once things calm down. I'm too busy to exercise right now, maybe once the kids get older. I know I should take better care of myself, but I don't have time to even figure out where to start. Have you said things like that? I know you have, because some of you have said them to me. Right? When things calm down, I'll focus on this health stuff once things are a little less crazy, right? But let me ask you a question. Have you ever been on a road trip and said, I'm too busy driving to stop for gas? I don't think so, right? We would never say that. So let me ask you this. Why are you treating your car better than you treat your body? And let that sit there for a second. Why are you treating your car better than you treat your body? You know, you can buy a new car. You can't get a new body. Okay. Hope that's not news to anyone. Right? So grab that piece of paper. We're going to set some intentions. These are different than resolutions. We're going to set an intention. I want you to write on the top of your piece of paper, in 2023, I will feel, and you get to fill in the blank. I gave you some suggestions here, but you can pick whatever words you want. In 2023, I will feel. If you're open to it, put your word in the chat. How are you going to feel in 2023? Rested, energetic, confident, pain-free. I want to hear it. All of the above. I love it. Put some words in the chat. Focused, deliberate, great, unstoppable, energized. I love it. Okay, make sure you have it written on the top of your page. You're going to want to come back to it. All right, so where do we start? Because these are all big ideas, right? So when we're talking about health and wellness, there's so many layers. There's so many pieces of this puzzle that have to come together, right? So we could talk about nutrition. And even within nutrition, there's so much, right? There's supplements, there's drinking enough water, there's what to eat, when to eat it, what order to eat it in. There's a lot, right? We could talk about nutrition. We can talk about movement, which is not the same as exercise. Exercise is included in that bubble, but there's more to it, right? We can talk about moving our bodies. We can talk about getting rest. That's not the same as the number of hours you sleep, by the way. It's actually feeling rested after that experience happens. We can talk about how to manage our stress. We all have stress. There's no magic way to make it disappear, but we can learn how to manage it. We can talk about reducing the toxicity in our lives. Anything that we put on our skin or we breathe in is going to either help us or hurt us. And most of us don't pay any attention to it. Okay, so it's pop quiz time. Don't worry though, you're not going to get a grade. Nobody's even going to see your results but you. But I want you to write these down on your sheet of paper, okay? Because we need to see where you are now so we can figure out where to start. So I want you to score yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 in each of these areas. 1 being never me, 5 being always me, okay? My sleep is satisfying and I awake feeling rested. Where are you? 1 to 5. I live my life free of regular aches and pains. Where are you? 1 to 5. I have a strong immune system and resist getting sick. I am emotionally balanced and rarely stressed or anxious. I am focused and have mental clarity most of my day. My hair, skin, and nails are healthy and beautiful. I feel confident that my living space has reduced toxin exposure. All right. Now here's my question. How do you feel about your scores? If you're open, you don't have to tell me what they are. I just want to know how you feel about them. If you're open, you can put it into the chat. Are you feeling like, yes, I am great. I am in awesome shape. Are you feeling like, oh, I'm not, when I think about it, so happy about those numbers that I gave myself? Elena's feeling good. All right. Some people needing improvement. You don't have to share, but it's awesome if you do. Meh, could get better. Some people feeling good. All right. Now I want you to think for a minute about the one score on here that isn't where you want it to be. Because if you said always me to everything, you're lying. None of us are all of these things all of the time. Okay. I'm going to call you out. You're lying. So I want you to look at the one that's not quite where you want it to be. Look at the one that's most frustrating to you. Okay. I want you to think about that one for a second. Okay. And I want you to think about how would your life be different if you could improve that one score? How would you feel? How would your relationships change? How would your finances change? Write it down on your sheet of paper. You can tell us if you want, you don't have to. How would things be different if you could improve that one score? Okay, that's what we're going to focus on. Okay, because Gina said it so well earlier. When we're talking about improvement, we got to start somewhere and we got to take small steps. So that's where we're going to get started, is improving that one score. So I want you to think about one habit that will increase that score in that one focus area. Okay. One thing. So maybe if your score in the aches and pains one wasn't where you wanted it to be, you're going to add some daily stretching into your routine. Maybe if your score in the one about stress and anxiety wasn't quite where you wanted, you're going to add some daily meditation into your routine. Get how this works? I want you to write down that one habit that you're going to focus on. Write down one thing that you can do every day, that if you did that one thing every day, your score in that area would improve. Now, how do we make that habit stick? This is the part that you all came for, and it's really just the last little section, because the rest of that piece, that's the most important, right? We need to understand why this one habit really, really matters and how it's going to change our lives when we do that one thing every day. So how do we make that one thing stick? I'm going to give you a few really easy ways to do it. The first, track it. We know in Master Networks how important tracking is, right? We talk about tracking all the time. It's one of the disciplines in Chaz's book, and it works here too. So you can track your habit however you want. Grab a calendar and use check marks and X's. You can use, if you have a smartwatch, there's a lot of apps that you can use to track it. You can track it in your daily planner, in a notebook, on a sheet of graph paper. It doesn't matter. Track it. Why does tracking matter? One, it gives us data, right? We can look back and actually know how well we did, so we can make adjustments if we need to. And two, this is why everything is gamified. Our brains like that little hit of dopamine that we get when we get to check something off. If you have a watch and it tells you, look, you finished your ring today, you're like, yes, I did it. Your brain loves that stuff, right? So tracking it actually makes you more likely to do it just by tracking it, because your brain wants to be able to say yes. Okay, so track it. That's number one. Number two, stack it. You want to stack your new habit onto an existing habit that you don't forget to do. So for example, if your new habit is that you want to remember to take your supplements every day, keep your supplements right next to your toothbrush, because you're not going to forget to brush your teeth, right? I hope. You're not going to forget to brush your teeth. So keep your supplements right there. Every time you go to brush your teeth in the morning, you can take your supplements at the same time, and it's going to help your brain make that neurological connection, right? Create that pathway so that you remember to do whatever your new habit is. The flip side of that one is replace it. So you can replace a bad habit with a better habit. So maybe you have the habit of scrolling on your phone before bed, right? You lie in bed, and whether it's social media or news articles or who knows, and you just are kind of like mindlessly doing that thing. Not the best way to get great sleep. Replace that with maybe some journaling about your wins from the day, or writing down gratitude statements instead. Take the bad habit, put something else in its spot. Okay. And the last one, which is my favorite, make it fun, right? That when you find a way to take your new habit and make it fun, you're going to be more likely to do it. So if your new habit is working on meal prepping, besides getting Ellen to help you, because that's super fun, you can dance while you're cooking a healthy meal or put on your favorite music, right? If you're working on meditating, besides, calling Elena to help you with that, she'll tell you to get your favorite oils diffusing while you're meditating to make it a more enjoyable experience. If you're working on drinking more water like Jean is, you can add fresh fruit or a drop of your favorite citrus oil to your water to make it more fun to drink, to make it a more enjoyable experience. When we make something fun, we're more likely to do it, right? And remember, you are never, ever alone in this. Together, we've got this. I would be happy if at any point during this presentation, you're like, I don't know what habit to pick. I don't know how to make this piece work for me. I can't figure this out. Call me. I would love to talk to you about it. I have a quick guide to creating habits that stick. It's basically a summary of what's in this presentation. So if you want it in a PDF form, you can scan that QR code and the other QR code. This thing came up. Okay, the other QR code just has all of my contact info so we could connect, because I would love to talk to you more about all of this. Thank you all so much for being here. I don't know if we have time for questions, but I will stop my sharing so I can see you all again.